Hey everybody, this is David B69 and welcome back to MLB 20 The Show. Um, Played some other series and I couldn't hit. It's like some of the series I couldn't pitch and my fielding was off and it was just really bad. And I apologize for even having you guys have to watch that. That was like really sad and pathetic. Um, I really wasn't doing well, and I apologize. So, one of my last videos, I was promising that we are going to keep on streaming until we get to MLB The Show 21. So Monday through Friday, you can expect a video every day, and the videos every day and everything will have basically some gameplay, and hopefully we'll wind up being like at an end of a season or something where we can just continue on, and we can basically go to number 21. As you all know, 21 does not have the ability to import into into the new game, so we're kind of going to have to just deal with it and go from there. Not much we can do about it right at this point. So let's get into the gameplay here. But I wanted to get in the gameplay, but I'm like, I didn't really go over the off season and what we did. I never went through and said, "Hey, we're doing this and this," and it's like, why don't we just see what's happening? So I figured I'd go through our roster. Even though it's like I simulated the entire season, I figure I'd show off the roster. Let's see, we have transactions. And it's really nothing exciting. It's basically a bunch of players that got caught up in the minors and stuff, pretty much. Anyway, so you can see Ruth Hoskins led the team in home runs. Well, led the league in home runs, led the league in RBIs, and runs. Trevor Bauer won the Cy Young. Delano de Shields, which this will be his last year as a Philly, by the way. We traded for him last year, and I'll show you why he's not going to be on our team anymore. National League MVP was Ruth Hoskins. We won the NL East, and the Mets clinched the wild card. So, you can see the Mets beat Colorado, and they are going to wind up playing us. And after we whoop up on the Mets, then we are going to play the winner of the Cincinnati Dodgers series. So, let's look at our pitching staff. It's a little different. First off, we got Trevor Bauer, not the Dodgers. And basically, we paid him $20.7 million per year. So we got him cheap compared to what happened in real life. But I'm extremely happy with him. Statistically, he went 19-7. 19-7 with a 2.84 ERA. I mean, look at it. Compared to last year or the year before, he dominated. Through 3 shutouts. His WAR was 4.7 compared to averaging around 3. I mean, it's really cool. He had a really good year. So I'm really happy with that. Zach Godley, how did he do? He was another player that I brought into the fold. And Well, I mean, 10-6, good win with 3.65, decent. I mean, he's not excellent, but I mean, at $2.3 million a year, and what do you expect? So I'm perfectly fine with him. Did a fine job. There are. Then Spencer Howard, how did he do in his first full-time starting? He went 10-4, which is very impressive, with a 3.53 ERA, showing that he will be a solid starter for our future. And of course, we're only paying him $500,000, so you just can't go wrong. And then we have 3 years of arbitration after that. So, yeah, many good years left and everything in Spencer Howard's career. Now, for some of these guys, I believe most of these guys were pickups from in the off season. Like I know Chad Greene was. He had a good year for us. Went 4-3. Blew 4 saves, unfortunately, but had a 3.51 ERA. So he's making nothing this year, but is that contract really going to spike up? So that's kind of dangerous. So it kind of worries me, but we will have to see. Dylan Florio, he was 5-5 with a 2.86 ERA. Exactly kind of thing. Exactly the kind of performance that we want to see. He played for the Dodgers last year, but came to us and pretty much rocked it. I mean, it's like his best year since the combo year of 2018, where he had a 2.25 ERA. So, but it's like, I'll take this performance over anything. I mean, he had double the strikeouts that he had in last year. So, can't beat that. Now this was a big pickup. I think I paid him. Yeah, he's a good it's a good sized contract, but cheap this year, which is one of the things I wanted to make sure we were doing. But he had a 3 ERA, 2-1 with 1 save, and it's like and traded for him mid-season. So yeah, so I can't. And he's like really happy. So that's the big thing. Let's see here. We got Carlos Estevez. We traded for him midpoint sometime this year, and he ended up having a 3.8 ERA with a 2-1 record. 1 save, 1 blown save, but 8 holds. That's good. So our bullpen, I would say at this point, is solid. How did Robert Stock do? Robert Stock was solid again. Did good last year, and he did great this year. So I'm like really happy with Robert Stock, and we have him $1 million per year all the way until 2025. Well, through 2024. So I can't complain about how Robert Stock is playing, especially since he's so cheap. And by the time he gets to the end of the contract, the dude is he's going. I mean, I don't need him anymore. So I'm really happy with that. My closer this year was Ken Giles. He was 2-2, 40 saves, 4 blown. That's a little high, but a 2.13 ERA, which is exactly what we needed for our closer. We just needed some like really solid closing from our team, and Ken Giles brought some stability there. He's getting paid $10 million this year and $10 million next year to pitch for us. He's 30 years old. It's going to be hard to sign him additionally after this. So I don't know. I don't know what we're going to have to do to keep him that. So, and yeah, I mean, it's like you can see all the attributes and stuff. The only thing he's not happy with is not happy and thrilled with living in Pennsylvania. So, but what can you do about that? You're winning, dude, so I let it be. Of course, we signed Real Muto to a long-term extension. And how did he do this year? 27 dingers, 285 batting average, solid performance. Not as good as, I mean, last year I played every single game. So last season I played like every single game, and you could see the offensive output. He had a little bit better batting average, scored a little bit more runs, but I mean it was solid. But it's like, and you can see the home run output is the one. It's the one thing that like really strives up when I'm playing. It's like there's a lot more home runs that are getting hit. But look at that contract that I gave him. I mean, it's nothing like what the Phillies actually gave him. I mean, he's only getting 17.2 this year, but in 2029, his contract will be 38 million. I mean, there's a good chance and stuff by the time we would get a couple years down the road, I would wind up trading him because I wouldn't want to pay that contract. Because generally when you get to like 34 years old and you're a catcher, but then again, I would probably want to have him play first base and just switch him to a first base so his knees ain't gonna buckle on me. Our backup catcher, Greene, how did he do? Yeah, 3 home runs, but it's only 231 batting average. You can see when he played with me playing him, he had a 333 batting average and was solid. So, sadly, it wasn't that great. He's young. He has time. We have 4 years under his control and everything. The next 2 is 1 year, $1 million a year. So, can't complain about him. Ruth Hoskins was the MVP. He had 78 home runs when I was controlling him last year. This year, under sim conditions, he had 47 home runs, 293 batting average. So it's solid numbers. And you can see we extended his contract, and he's all the way through 2024. So he's a solid contract. Now, like I said, the thing about his contract is he'll be like around 31, 32 years old at the end of the contract. And then at first base, if I move Real Muto to first base, basically I can either, I'd probably let Ruth Hoskins go, to be frank, because he's good, but I don't know if he'd be able to stay at this level. It's hard. It's really hard to say. I mean, I might trade him to like San Diego or Los Angeles or someplace else, just to have Rumutu play first base. So it's a possibility. I mean, I like Ruth Hoskins a lot, but that's a possibility. Guzman was my backup first baseman. I don't know how much he actually played. He did a combined with Texas, and he had 5 home runs, batted average 237. And basically, he's only making $530,000 this year, and he's up for arbitration in the offseason. As a 72 overall, I'm not too worried about it. I don't think a huge pay raise is going to be in his future. He might make $1 million, $1.5 million next year. So I'm not too worried about him. If he makes more than that, I'd trade him, but we'll see. That's Kingery. This is a big thing here. Kingery hit 277. That's solid, and that's what we wanted. Last year under my control, he only hit 243. Didn't have the great year. Again, you can see the power numbers are way up high and everything with home runs, but that was under my control. But I'm only using the X button to swing. I don't use the power swing. So it's not really my fault that like the cursor hit the right spot and it flies off the bat. But he had solid numbers. I mean, it's 243. That's like when I was controlling him, but it's simulated. He's 277. I'm not complaining. That means he's getting better. His contract, we got him for another couple years, so he might get an extension after this. We will have to see. But we don't have to deal with it for another couple years. Back up, I have Alvarez, and he played 20 games, and he had no dingers, and hit 269. So, for coming up for part of the season, he did well. And of course, you can see it's like his next couple years are renewable contracts. So we get him on the cheap for a couple more years, and he's a solid backup for second base and shortstop. And I think occasionally he can play third. But we got Alex Baum. I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I apologize. He got hurt last year and did not play at all for us last season. This year, not the greatest of seasons, honestly. He had 8 home runs, batted only .209, so not exactly thrilled with his thing, but his potential's still an A, and his overall is still rising. So even like Mike Schmidt had like a really horrible rookie season, so we'll see. And you can see really he's like really, really cheap. I don't know how it's $100,000. I think the major league minimum is $500,000. So I don't know if that's a bug in the game, or can you make $100,000 in the major leagues? I don't know. He's expecting to make $1.3 million. So it might be a good idea to bump up his contract. You see this -10 on the morale scale, which you hate to see. I mean, he basically expects to be a platoon player, but he plays every day. So he's what I can understand that. So probably like I'm going to have to find a way to give him an extension. Give him a little bit of a pay bump here. Estella, he had solid numbers. Did really well. Had 301 with 15 home runs. This is solid numbers. This is the numbers that I would like to see out of Baum. But he hit 301. And played really solidly. This is impressive numbers. So only made 3 errors when he was out on the field. He's definitely a solid player. I mean, he's old. He's 32 years old. So how many? Yeah, we only got him for this year, and then he's a free agent. So he might want to re-sign back with us. I mean, I would take him for like another year. I mean, you can see his overall, it says it's going down. He wants to play every day, but he's a bench player. I mean, I don't see him playing every day. So it basically washes out because I'm overpaying his contract pretty much for this year. So it is what it is. Our shortstops, my big pickup at shortstop was Tim Anderson. He had 27 home runs with 95 RBIs for us and a .302 batting average, with exactly what I wanted from a shortstop. And you can see that he increased the number of games that he played, and in turn it improved his performance overall. Now last year with the White Sox, he had more home runs, but and a lot less games. But I'm happy with the batting average, the on base percentage. This is exactly what I want out of our shortstop position. And he's 27 years old, and we have him through next year. I can't be sad about that. He's a solid player. Now I brought Stott up last year during the regular season. He ended up having some injuries, which is why I wanted to get like a player like Anderson, which he hit 282 with 7 dingers, and he hit 5 dingers this year and a 264 average. So he's like solid, but he's a solid backup. So it's like, and we got him signed long term, so he's going to be around for a while. Is he going to be around Philly for a while? That's a question. That will be the question. He wants to be a platoon player, but generally he's a bench player. But you got to understand, I gotta put people in and out of the lineup. Jimenez is my left fielder, an everyday left fielder, because why would I want to do otherwise? Played 147 games, 33 home runs, 273 average, exactly what you want out of a left fielder. He is an 89 overall now, and I'm like really, really happy with him. He did a great job. He's 24 years old after playing 2 seasons with the White Sox, and we got him, and he's with us until 2024. So we can't go wrong with that on our team. The Shields. It was nice having you. We picked you up last year, in the midway point of the season. But it's like, this year, actually, he played with Harbaugh last year with us. This year, he hit 297 with us. Wow. He did better than I thought. It was last year that he was not that great. So for some reason, I had it in my mind where, well, he's horrible, and I'm not going to keep him. Well, he had 297 with us. Why wouldn't I keep him? And he's with us for another couple years after this. So, yeah. And it's like it says overall he's going up. He's not happy with his contract, but I don't know. I mean, I really don't care. I mean, it's like you want to make 7.3, and you're not going to make 7.3. You're stuck with us until 2023. I might make him happy. Maybe I'll trade him to a team like Atlanta, or trade him down south somewhere where he'd be happier. But there's no reason for me to do it. I mean, he expects to be an everyday player. His team performance is solid. He's really happy with that. Doesn't really get like up or down on a lot of his categories. His drag bunting is going down. You can see right there it is. Contact versus left-handers has gone way up this year. So you love to see that. And how did Roman Quinn do? See, he had solid gains on his stats, and his batting average 257, solid. It's like 1 home run, but I'm not expecting power home run numbers from Roman Quinn. Whenever he did hit the ball out of the park, I was shocked. He hit it 11 times when I was playing, but again, I feel the game boosts it a little bit when you're playing the games. And we got him Well, we got him through 2023. This year or next year at $1.3 million. So he's a cheap backup, and you love to see that. And of course, then there's Bryce Harper. How did Bryce Harper do after we hit 100 home runs with him last year? Yes, we hit over 100 home runs with just Bryce Harper last year. That was how much MLB The Show 20 was broken with home runs with only using the X button, no power swing. And Bryce Harper hit 34 home runs, 266 batting average, which is kind of like your norm. I mean, that's what you expect. 2019, he was 260 and 35 home runs. You 34 home runs, it's solid. That is solid. He hits 44 home runs next year. He's at the 400 mark already in his career. So he had solid numbers. I can't complain about those kind of numbers. So you gotta like it. Again, he's signed all the way up through 2030. I'm sorry. So he's with the Phillies, do or die. He's a 99 overall. Somehow he's not happy with his contract. Bryce, do you see how much money you're making and the length of time you're making it? Don't give me you're not happy with your contract. My gosh. And he's not, like, thrilled with the region of the country he's living. He chose to be here. You chose to play in Philadelphia. You wanted to play here. And you have a -2 on your region? Seriously, dude. But he doesn't have an expectation for it. So how can you have an expectation for it and then have a negative attribute to it? That makes no sense. I'm not exactly happy about that. He's happy with the team performance, and he's healthy and happy. He's meeting the MVP performance, and he's, like I said, solid year. And that's basically it. That's our roster. Let's get to the playoffs. Let's play the Mets. Actually, it's going to be rainy. Yeah, hybrid presentation's fine. And Nola's going to start. Now, I moved the Shields down to like second to the bottom because I thought he was hitting 201. But that's okay. Ooh, the Reds took a lead over the Dodgers.
MLB Network is your exclusive home for postseason baseball. It's Game 1 of the National League Division Series between the New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian welcoming you to our exclusive postseason coverage on MLB Network. With me is Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. And Dan, we'll start with you. This series has the feel of one that's about to get very interesting.
Looking at these two squads, it's clear both of them have several guys that can hurt you with the bat. It's not just the middle of the order guys that you have to look out for as a pitcher. So the team that gets the timely hitting and quality at bats is probably going to prevail.
Set for what should be a good one. Lineups and first pitch are next. Aaron Nola will do the pitching in front of the hometown crowd here in Game 1. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, Aaron Nola coming on, the pride and joy of Louisiana State University. Kind of a 4-pitch mix. Fastball, slider, curveball, and change. None of his pitches rate really on a scale of 10. None of them are 8s or 9s, but he's solid and he throws strikes. You'll know early if he's on, he'll induce a lot of ground balls.
Now, I just basically wanted to show you quickly that I am playing All-Star difficulty. People always ask this kind of question all the time, what settings you're playing on. I've always played All-Star on MLB The Show. I mean, yeah, you could play Hall of Fame or Legend. I feel like I'm not there. I might be able to go to Hall of Fame on hitting difficulty, but I'm not sure. I think that would basically, it might take a little bit of the power off. I'm not sure, but I just basically wanted to bring that up, and it's like just so people understood and everything what I was playing on.
First offering on its way. And afternoon baseball on MLB Network is underway.
First pitch, 106.
Oh and 1, here it comes.
Ball.
And he misses with it, 1-1.
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Right side, but it's going to be a foul ball. Hit softly down the line at first, but this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. Now here's the pitch. And a fastball swung on and missed, and the leadoff man is gone to open up the ball game.
To me, when it's raining, the approach at the plate has to change a little bit, especially if you're a guy that can run a little bit. Put the ball in play any way possible, especially on the ground. Making plays in the rain becomes exponentially tougher to do when it's wet, so these offenses really need to limit the strikeouts.
And Eaton digging in next. And he grooves the fastball there. This is hit high and deep out to straightaway center field. The Shields is back to the track as he takes it for out number 2.
Batting third, the right fielder, number 30, Conforto.
Now here's the pitch. And he turns this one around high and deep to center field. Back goes to Shields, to the track, to the wall. And this ball is gone. No chance to make a play on that one. A solo home run there for Michael Conforto. His first homer so far in the series, and that will break the seal early here. It's quickly 1-0.
Love the homer in the top of the first inning. Give your pitcher a chance to kind of regroup and gather himself with an early lead.
That is good. The first baseman,
Now the pitch.
Hey, I know there's a lot of game left, but that is such an important run there in the top of the first. Try and silence this crowd. I can't tell you, in postseason play, 1 run feels like 3 or 4.
0-2 count. Here's the pitch. good fastball swung on and missed for strike 3, and the inning is over.
One bad pitch is one bad pitch.
And that'll bring up the shortstop, Tim Anderson. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first.
Philly, not shortstop, Tim.
Now here's the pitch.
Anderson.
Check swing, but he held up in time. Ball 1. That evens it up 1-1. And it's 2 balls and a strike for Tim Anderson.
Big sweeping breaking ball right there. Good pitch. But if he wants to get him to swing at it, he'll have to bring it in a little bit closer to the strike zone.
Here's a shot to left field and deep. Looking up is Cespedes. And goodbye. This one ain't coming back. So it's a solo home run to lead off the bottom of the first. And it brings the Phillies back even now at 1 apiece.
Yeah, I can remember when leadoff hitters were these little speedy guys who would try to leg out little numbers or draw walks. Well, that time has passed, and guys like this, with pop at the plate, can sometimes go deep as well as anybody in the lineup.
Stepping in now, Eloy Jimenez. As he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1.
That fastball is fast.
Base is empty here with nobody out. Good pitch there, had him a little out in front. And there are our umpires for this one. Working the plate is Dave Lawrence.
Dan, we got Dave Lawrence behind the dish tonight. One of the best in the business, in my opinion, but sometimes has a tendency to fall into a pattern where he's given a little bit too much on that outside corner.
Yeah, D-Road, one of the things he'll do, he'll open up that outside corner, especially with left-handed batters.
Hey, there's a bullet off the wall. The outfielder does a really good job of getting that one in quickly, but
I think they had a play there at second base.
yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, Dan. I got to believe you're busting it out of the box thinking 2 until somebody tells you no. I know it would have been a close play, but I think you got to err on the aggressive side right there.
First delivery to him on the way. Bryce Harper is at the plate as he looks at ball 1. Jimenez gets his lead at first, nobody out. And he lays off a fastball here that looked pretty good, but it's 2-0.
Yeah, it looks like to me he hasn't quite found that release point so far here in the first inning.
Turned on down the line, but this will get foul. 2-1. Has a look, now the pitch. Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. There's a swing and a high deep drive headed for the right field corner, but this one will bend foul. Had plenty of distance though as it landed in the upper deck. Here's the 2-2. Swung on in the dirt, and that's a strikeout.
That has to make you feel really good as a pitcher, right? You're making pitches all around the zone, and then you bring that one inside. You can't do anything with it. What does it do? It just locks you up inside. You have no chance to put the ball in play.
And that'll bring up the Sacramento product, Ruth Hoskins, as he pops the first pitch foul behind the plate. 1 in, 1 out, and 1 on here in the inning. And I'm not sure, but it looks like he may have been blindfolded for that swing. It's 0-2 now.
Man, that pitch had the look of a fastball. Straight changeup, and the bottom fell out of it.
0-2 count, and the pitch. Well below the knees, laid off on the changeup there.
I love a well-executed changeup, especially one down in the zone. The only problem throwing it in that situation, you leave that belt high or miss your spot just a hair, and you could have some problems.
Hit hard down the line. But this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. Come set, now the pitch.
I got the count 2-2.
Runner at first here, 1 man out. Started to go. Did he hold up in time? Yes, says the first base umpire. It's ball 3 now. On the line, that's a base hit into left field. Absolutely scorched that base hit. Worthy of some show track love, and as you see it, it came off the bat at 110 miles an hour. That's definitely squaring a ball up. Into the box, JT Realmuto, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. This one's down to third. Scooped up. McNeil's got it for 1. Relay to first in time, and just like that, this side is retired. Around the horn they go. 5-4-3 to end the threat. Don't touch that remote. More on MLB Network right after this. Second inning coming up, and Heidi Watney has an update for us on the weather forecast.
Well, Matt, there is precipitation in the forecast, but talking with some of the grounds crew here before the game, they said they don't think it will have a significant impact as we move forward. We can expect a light sprinkle, but there shouldn't be any stoppages in play.
Okay, thank you, Heidi. We'll hope that's true. And, guys, what's the toughest thing about playing in damp conditions like this?
I'm going to be honest with you, Matty. If it stays like this, not a problem. It's just a nuisance. Yeah, the ball might be a little damp, throwing it across to first base. Might have to gather yourself a little bit more, but this weather won't affect anything.
He's got it. Throw to first will be in time, and there's 1 gone here to start the second.
Batting fifth, the left fielder, number 52, Yoenis Cespedes.
So the base is empty here with 1 away. And up next, the big RBI-minded bat of Yoenis Cespedes. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch.
Count 1-0.
Ready with the 1-0 pitch. Clearly off with his timing on that one. A swinging strike. Sent on the ground out to second. Kingery's there. And boy, disaster reverted that time as the throw takes the first baseman right into the baseline, but he makes the swipe tag and gets out number 2. So bases are empty here with 2 gone. And up next, the catcher, Austin Romine. First pitch of the at-bat on its way.
That's why this guy is great. Never misses over the heart of the plate. It's got electric stuff, but pinpoint control to all 4 quadrants.
That misses. 1 ball and 1 strike here to the Mets backstop. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he takes ball 2, and it's 2-1. Unable to get the bat around in time, and the count evens at 2-2. Here it comes. He stays alive, still 2-2. A bouncer to the left side. Throw in time, and the side is retired. Mets go down 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom of the second, tied 1 apiece. Now at the plate, Baum. He's set to lead off the home half of the second.
The third baseman, Baum.
What uniform number does Baum wear? I forget.
And it's fouled away.
He obviously doesn't wear 80.
Wind up and the 0-1. Oh, and he's really getting the better of him now. It's strike 2. Swung on, and he went fishing in the dirt. Romine recovers, and the throw is there to record the first out. And in steps Scott Kingery. Career numbers versus Syndergaard. He's only 2 for 10. Here comes the first pitch.
You rarely see a pitcher of this quality throw one right down the middle, and man, as a hitter, probably a good chance you're not going to see that pitch again.
And he takes this one high, 1-1. Syndergaard has both great strikeout stuff and exceptional command on the mound to go with it. A rare combination, but one that makes him one of the best in our sport.
Matty B, you talked about it. He doesn't walk a whole lot of guys. Well, if you don't walk a lot of guys, that means you have to throw the ball in the strike zone. And when you do, with great stuff like this guy has, he racks up the strikeouts. There aren't a lot of guys that get strikeouts by throwing the ball in the strike zone. This is one of the few that does it.
Into the box, Delino DeShields. He's set. Here it comes. Runners on the move for second. Bunt attempt is popped into foul ground. Runner on first here with 1 gone and a 1-1 tie. And rarely do you see a player of his caliber fooled that badly, but he was tied up in knots that time. 2 away now. And with 2 away now, let's give you a look at the big picture here. There you see the participants in this year's playoffs. Riding into the box, Aaron Nola. First pitch coming. Here it is. Bunt attempt with 2 outs. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and 1 man left aboard. We'll go now to the top of the third. All tied at 1-1. Top of the third set to get underway, and next will be the switch-hitting third baseman, Max Moroff. First pitch of the at-bat. Edge of the zone that time taken and ruled a strike. Just behind the fastball there. 2 strikes now. Wind up and the 0-2 pitch. Now Not surprisingly here, this is on the ground to the right side. Throw to first in time, and the leadoff man is gone to start the third. So one man gone for the Mets in the third. And up to bat next, the pitcher, Noah Syndergaard. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Way late on the fastball for strike one.
If he's able to locate that two-seamer down at the knees, he's going to get a ton of swing and miss and a ton of ground balls today.
That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2. Good job to spoil that one away, and he stays alive. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball, strike three called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are two away. And that'll bring in the former top prospect, Ahmed Rosario, who was a strikeout victim in his first try.
Yeah, and kind of shocked he got blown away with a fastball. You could tell he was late on that one, and we'll see if he tries to cheat to something this AB.
Strike one to start the at-bat. Hit hard on the ground to second. And the inning will continue as that's through for a two-out hit.
Hey, guys, I like the execution by the batter there. He got a hanger in the middle of the plate. He could have come unglued, but he didn't. He stayed focused and drove a line drive base hit.
In now is Eaton, as he'll take a changeup here for strike one. Flied out in his first at-bat, so make him 0 for 1 so far. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike.
Two takes, and now he's down 0-2. I'm not sure, but he may have been taking to give the guy at first a chance to run.
1-2 now to Eaton. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Runner aboard at first here with 2 gone in a 1-1 ball game. Now a swing, and he gets him to pop it up. On the run is Jimenez, but this will land untouched. The swing, and this ball is blasted to right field. Nothing's going to keep this one in the ballpark. Gone! A 2-run blast to straightaway right field. His first homer here in the series, and the Mets have taken a 3-1 lead.
You don't see this very often off of this starting pitcher. This guy's not used to giving up some bombs, so I'm sure that'll be a wake-up call, and he'll start throwing some better pitches.
At the plate, Michael Conforto. He'll take a look at a pitch too low. It's ball 1. He launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. The 1-0. Hit out towards second. Oh, and he can't pick it up cleanly. And they'll have no play as he reaches first base safely.
Now batting, the first baseman, Alonso.
Up next, the power bat of Pete Alonso, as he'll go after the first pitch and bounce it into foul territory. Here's the 0-1 pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Changeup just off the black, and it's 2-1.
You can really tell about how effective this guy's going to be when guys are swinging at that changeup. So far in this one, they've been real smart to let it go.
Hit sharply on the ground, and that finds its way through for a base hit.
Boy, there's another base hit, and this is just kind of like that gift that just keeps on giving, D-Roll. Both teams piling up the hits, and we're just in the third inning.
Yeah, their ears were open on both sides during the pitchers meeting today. Good plan at the plate, a lot of execution from the offensive side on both sides.
Jeff McNeil stands in as he looks at a called strike. Already 24 pitches to this point in the inning. A ball and a strike. Good fastball as he gets the swing and a miss.
That's what you call a challenge fastball right there, boys. I don't know if he was necessarily trying to...
A swing and a miss. That retires the side, and that will do it. But the Mets do strike for two, both coming on this two-run home run. Bottom of the third coming up. It's now 3-1 Mets. Bottom of the inning now, and up next it'll be Tim Anderson.
Yeah, that last at bat, Daddy, he turned that fastball around. He didn't hit it a ton. He didn't hit it a country mile, but hey, listen, a home run is a home run.
Starts him out with a curveball for a strike.
Pitcher wants to have a quick inning right here, capitalize on the momentum his batters have.
Into the windup, here comes the 0-1.
Ball one.
Hit on the ground out to short. Rosario's got it cleanly. Throw on to first, and one shortstop grounds out to the other, one away. So one gone here in the Philadelphia third. And up next, the exciting Eloy Jimenez. And here's a pitch swung on and grounded toward Rosario at short. On to first, and very quickly, two are gone here in the home third. Coming to the plate now, Bryce Harper. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up. First pitch on its way. There's a swing, and he sends a ball high in the air into left field. Cespedes going back. Gone! Solo home run off the bat of Bryce Harper. His first homer so far in the series, and the Phils have cut it to a 3-2 game now.
Well, people always wonder why some players make so much money, and there's your answer. The great ones find a way to rise to the occasion in the postseason, and he did right there.
Next to bat will be Ruth Hoskins. As he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike one. Hoskins behind to count 0-2.
Oh, I love facing pitchers like this. He's leaving nothing to the imagination. Coming to get him some.
Did a good job to shorten up and protect the plate, and he'll have another shot at it here. And an off-speed pitch swung on and missed, and with that, the side is retired. Phils do get one back on the solo home run. We played 3 full. It's the Mets 3 and the Phillies 2. Start of the fourth upcoming, but first, Heidi Watney is standing by with a report.
Matt, during the break, I caught up with the Mets manager to discuss his thoughts on his club's offense so far, and flat out, he was very pleased with the quality of their at-bats. They've been able to push across 3 runs to this point, but they've also made the opposition work extremely hard. He's thrown a lot of pitches, and they think they're going to have a good opportunity to push across a lot more runs as he tires or as they get into that bullpen.
Thank you, Heidi. First delivery to him on the way. Fouled away. And he lays off for ball 1. Seared down the first baseline, but a foul ball, 1-2 now. Struck him out.
Now batting.
Stepping up now, Austin Romine. He's 0 for 1 after grounding out in his only trip to the plate so far. takes this the other way to right, and he's able to reach down and put this one away. Great concentration there for the second out.
Well, we've mentioned the conditions aren't ideal with the rain coming down, and that can make every play a little bit of an adventure. You really have to concentrate, and he did there to haul it down.
Here's Max Moroff standing in. First offering on its way. And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike, 0-1. Hits are even right now at 5 aside. Popped him up. Baum has a play. And that ends the inning. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. To the bottom of inning number 4 we go. It's the Mets 3 and the Phillies 2. Ready to go in the bottom of the 4th. And that'll bring in the veteran catcher, JT Realmuto. First pitch on its way. A swing and a shot hit down the corner. Nearly a big fly to start the inning. Instead, a foul ball. 1-1.
Pretty good pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate. One of the things you want to do as a pitcher, try to stand those hitters up.
Hit out towards second. And the off-balance throw beats him at first, and that's a tough play. Digging in for his second at-bat, Alec Baum comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ballgame. And he fouls this one off. Now here's the pitch. We're in the 4th. 3-2 is our score. And the slider gets him swinging. 2 gone.
That's his second strikeout of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if a coach finds him in the dugout and gives him a little talk about shortening up and putting the ball in play. Good things tend to happen when you do that in these kinds of conditions.
At the plate now, Scott Kingery. As the first pitch to him is swung on and missed for strike 1. A base hit in his first trip. Well above the letters with the fastball that time. 2 out, nobody on. High and deep down the left field line. And this is going to wind up a foul ball. Bottom dropped out on him, and that's a strikeout. And the throw to first ends the inning. So they're held in check here this half of the inning. We played 4 full. The Mets are out on top, 3-2. All ready to go in the top of the 5th. And set to stand in as the veteran pitcher, Noah Syndergaard. And a called strike down in the zone, 0-1. Now a fastball here, not close, and it's 1-1 now. Mets pitcher behind at the plate with a ball and 2 strikes.
Wow, great pitch right there, right? Changing speeds. How about that straight changeup? How about that swing? Howdy, if you're waving at me.
Shields is there. Looks it into his glove, and there's 1 gone. Digging in once again, Ahmed Rosario. He singled his last time up. First pitch hacking here, and that's the first strike. 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors on the Mets line score so far. Barely able to make contact, down 0-2 now.
Yeah, you could tell he was ready for another fastball, but the pitcher went to breaking ball, and the hitter just fouls that one off.
Still no balls and 2 strikes. Now another 0-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And this is swung on and missed, so it's 2 up, 2 down to start the 5th.
Boy, that's really disappointing for a guy that has wheels, right? All he wants to do is get on base and take advantage of the strength of his game, which is his speed. But with the strikeout right there, you can't get on first base if you strike out.
Standing in now, Eaton. And a ball 1-0. A hit in 2 tries for him so far. Fouled off.
Hey, with 2 outs in the number 2 hole, you're just trying to get on. You got the big boys coming up behind you.
And now a curveball that's low and in the dirt for a ball. It's 2-1. 5th inning of play here in a 3-2 ball game. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Now a swing and he pops him up. This is right out in front of the mound. Baum is there to make the catch and the side is retired. Down in order go the Mets. And it remains a 3-2 ball game. Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th. Here's Heidi Mcneil.
Matt, I talked with Philadelphia's manager during the break about the Phillies' offensive production to this point, and he told me he's pretty unhappy with their discipline at the plate in this one. He said their pitch selection has been the main reason for their struggles today, as far too often they've been swinging at pitches outside the strike zone. That's leading to a lot of soft contact and easy outs, so the focus going forward is on shrinking the zone and forcing the opposing pitching to throw more strikes.
Leading off.
All right, Heidi, thank you.
The center fielder, the lineup.
Here's the first pitch to him. And this one's not close. It's in the dirt for ball 1. Grounded to third. And this will get through into left for a leadoff hit.
Hey, right here, anytime a leadoff hitter gets on in front of the pitcher, it puts the defense on notice. You're going to see the third baseman creeping in. You're going to see the first baseman crashing, trying to get that out at second base. But if not, make sure of one.
In now, Aaron Nola. DeShields breaks from the bag. Now a bunt attempt here. Only plays to first, so the pitcher does his job as it's a successful sacrifice. So stepping in, Tim Anderson, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. A fastball off the plate away. It's ball 1. Two and 0 now. Oh, and now what you want to be doing on 2-0. Back to 2-1 now.
Got to sit middle when a guy's trying to pitch around you. If he's going to give you first base, take it.
Swing and a miss at a ball tailing out of the zone. 2-2. Hard hit toward the hole. Throw in time at first for out number 2. Ready once again, Eloy Jimenez. Runner in scoring position with two gone. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. Good swing. Just got to try and straighten that one out. Softly hit ball here, foul off to the left side, and it's strike 2 now. 2 runs, 6 hits, and no errors on the ledger for the Phillies to this point. Well hit, but also well fouled into the seats and left. Oh, 2. Here it is. The next 0-2 misses, and that'll move it to 1-2 now. 1-2. Here it is.
You know, taking you inside the mind of a batter right here, you can't get in auto swing mode. You still have to control the strike zone.
And he lays off a pitch outside as they draw even at 2-2. 3-2 now.
Looked like he tried to elevate a fastball on that 2-2 pitch there, but kind of overdid it. With a pitch that high, it's pretty easy to lay off if you're the hitter.
It's a high fly ball headed for the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's gone. Definitely had the distance, but it winds up a foul ball. And that misses, ball 4, so it's first and second now with 2 out.
Wow, if that's not a strike, I don't know what is. I know these subs have a tough job. I get it. We'll see if he gets the next borderline call or if there are any makeup calls coming up.
So it's first and second with 2 men gone, and that'll bring in a dangerous hitter indeed in the form of Bryce Harper. Trying to hang a 0. Here's the pitch. Started to go around there, but he holds up ball 1. Popped him up. And that'll do it in the inning as the catch is made in the coach's box. Both teams battling the elements thus far, but we've got a tight game through 5. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. Top half of the 6th about to get started. And up next, the left-handed hitting Michael Conforto.
Number 30, Michael Conforto.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Now here's the pitch. Hit back up the middle. And that's a base hit, so the pressure's on to open up the inning.
They talk about having a day. How about 3 at-bats, 3 knocks? Not a bad day, D-Row.
We used to say in the big leagues on the bench, anybody can get 2. Can you get 3? And if you get 3, who's on the hook for 4?
1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. A ball and a strike to the Mets first baseman. 1-2 now.
With the way this guy's throwing on the mound, you cannot be chasing. You have to set your sights a little bit lower and control the strike zone.
On a good changeup, a swing and a miss, and he's set down on strikes for the second time today. Here comes the first pitch. Jeff Mcneil comes on with 1 away as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0. From the belt, the pitch. Both teams with 6 hits so far. Yanked on the ground down the line. Step on the bag for 1.
Great diving stop down there at first to get the out. If that ball gets to the outfield, the whole complexion of this inning drastically changes.
Ready for another chance? Yoenis Cespedes. He got called out on strikes his last time through. And a breaking ball in the dirt that time for a ball. And a fastball in there for a strike. 1-1. 1-1 the pitch. Ground ball right side. And that's through into right field for a base hit. And they're going to hold that runner at third base, as even with 2 away, they didn't like their chances there.
Oh, boy, so frustrating as a pitcher. You make a quality pitch on the inside half of the plate right there. Try to bust him in, D-Row, and he fights it off the other way.
Yeah, you tip your hat to the pitcher right there. He executed his pitch, but nice job by the offensive player fighting. It doesn't matter what it looks like. A knock's a knock.
3-2s are scored here in inning number 6. Now an off-speed pitch gets the outside. It's a cold strike.
Boy, this is one of those ABs you like to hit the rewind button on. Put himself in a tough spot now, hitting with 2 strikes.
Hoskins waits on it, and that retires the side. 2 left for the Mets. They're up 3-2. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And next to bat will be the first baseman, Ruth Hoskins.
The first baseman, Greene.
Here's the pitch. And it's fouled away. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball swung on and missed, and for the second time today, he's gone on strikes. One out for the Phils in their half of the sixth, and in steps the catcher, JT Realmuto. And this is taken outside for ball one. Bases are empty, one man out. Swing, and there it goes. Deep to left field. Into the second deck and gone. JT Realmuto with a solo shot. His first homer here in the series, and the Phillies have pulled even now at 3-3. We're watching an impressive power display today. With that one, these two teams have now hit a combined 5 homers in this game.
Matty V, this is turning into home run derby part 2. D-Row, 5 bombs already in this one.
Yeah, there's a fight at the bat rack for both teams right here. A lot of missed locations right out over the heart of the plate, and neither side is missing.
He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. A swing and a drive sent out toward the gap. Cespedes going back at the track. The wall. Out of here. Back-to-back home runs, and they've taken the lead. So a solo shot here to left center field. His first homer so far in the series as they take the lead 4-3. Well, that's the 6th home run we've watched leave the yard in this one. Guys, what do you think's behind the hitting we've seen here today?
Dan, they're absolutely not going to cover off the ball. I'm curious to get your take on this. I didn't find it to be the truth. I didn't mind hitting at night, but a lot of guys say they see the ball better during the day.
You know what's funny, D-Row, is I preferred to pitch in night games as opposed to day games. I always thought it was advantage to the hitter, and so far that looks like it's the case in this one right here. They must be seeing the ball really well because they're just absolutely smoking the baseball right now.
Paul Sewald, a right-handed reliever standing 6'3", gets the ball now out of the bullpen.
Number 51, Paul Sewald.
Stepping in now, Scott Kingery. As he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball one. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. This is fought off foul over to the right side. It's a ball and a strike. Now the 1-1 pitch. Looks like a left-hander has begun to get loose out in that Mets bullpen. Ready to deal. Here's the 2-1. And he wouldn't have made contact with that one with an or. It's 2-2. And he lays off a pitch off the plate and high. 3-2. Delino DeShields, the number 8 hitter here, waits on deck. Fouled away. The 3-2 one more time. Still only 1 out in the inning. A swing and a miss for out number 2, and a ball he had no chance of making contact with.
That strikeout was a real good example of a pitcher continuing to make a guy chase out of the zone. When you recognize a hitter is in protect mode, you don't have to come inside the strike zone. You could just expand further and further until he literally can't touch it.
And here's the second-generation big leaguer Delino DeShields. He's 1 for 2 in this one.
Hard liner, but picked up on a hop.
And the throw is off target there, so he'll reach first base safely.
Boy, there's a quality infield base hit right there. That kind of reminded me of the old Yankees shortstop Derek Jeter on that jump throw.
Hey, that's why this is the pros. Back in the day, that's a knock all day long. But up here, guys are making those plays, at least making you think about them. That's an amazing play by the shortstop to leave his feet and at least make this close.
Tommy LaStella will look for some two-out magic here as he'll pinch hit with 2 gone and a runner at first. Now a throw over, just keeping him close. Just gets a piece of it, strike 1. Sewald. Playing here in his age 29 season. He was taken in the 10th round during the first-year player draft of 2012.
I know this guy wouldn't go into the category of superstar, but to grind out the career he has being drafted where he was, my hat's off to him.
DeShields breaks from the bag. Softly hit toward the hole. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. So 2 runs come across here, both coming via the solo home run. On to the 7th here in Game 1. Phillies lead this one 4-3. Dylan Florio is on to pitch from the bullpen now to start inning number 7.
Number 52, Dylan Florio.
7th inning ready to roll and set to go as the third baseman, Max Moroff.
This thing's far from over, even though we're moving into the back end of this game. Only down by 1. All they need to do is get this leadoff guy, and they're an extra base hit away from tying this thing up.
Popped him up. Baum in foul ground. 1 out. Randy Arozarena will pinch hit here, and he's the potential tying run.
Number 56, Randy Arozarena.
Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. We're in the 7th inning now of a 4-3 ball game. And low, it's a ball and a strike. Lofted in the air out toward right center. And he will make the play. 2 away now. Stepping up to the plate, Ahmed Rosario. He was sat down on strikes in his last at-bat.
Yeah, but it was a good changeup, Matty. Good arm action on that pitch. Look for him to try and stay back a little bit more. Let the ball get a little deeper. Don't be shocked if this pitcher tries to rush a heater right here.
1-1 to the Mets leadoff hitter. Hit on the ground down the first baseline, but a foul ball. 1-2 the count now. And now pitch on the way. Hot shot down the line, but this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2. Skied into straightaway right. Harper has a read on it, and the inning is over. Mets go down 1-2-3. Still down a run. It's 4-3. Josh Taylor gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home 7th. Last half of the 7th here, and stepping up as the shortstop, Tim Anderson. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Swing, line, drive. That's going to be trouble. Running hard. He's digging for second. And he'll pull into second here with nobody out.
The fans didn't even get a chance to settle in their seats for the beginning of the inning. And he just blistered that ball down the line on the first pitch he saw. It stayed fair, and he's safely on second with the leadoff double. That's the way you lead off an inning.
To the plate now, Jimenez, as he'll follow one into the dirt and come up empty for the first strike. A hit and 2 at-bats for him at this point in the ballgame. Oh, 0-1, here it comes. In the dirt here. The 0-2 delivery.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Check swing, and he went around, says the home plate umpire. Tough ruling, but it's out number 1. Bryce Harper will stride in again, and before he takes his cuts here, let's flash you back to the 3rd inning. This was just a solo shot, but it definitely helped get this offense going. There's a swing and a drive hit well out to right field. See you later. Over the wall, a home run. Two-run home run here for Bryce Harper. His 2nd home run of the game, and it's now 6-3. So now to the plate, Ruth Hoskins, as he lays off a fastball too low for ball 1. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. The 1-0. On the ground to the left side. Throw gets him, 2 down. JT Realmuto will stand in yet again as we flash you back to the middle innings. This was a turning point here. A solo home run that was really one of the key at-bats of the ballgame to this point. He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
Inside.
Now a curveball misses inside. And here's a fastball that's nowhere near the zone. It's 2-0 now.
Looks like this guy's afraid to throw the ball in the strike zone. Gave up that home run earlier in the inning. Needs to get back to being aggressive.
Outside, 3-0 now. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And he fouls this one off. A bouncer up the middle. Rosario brings it in. Off balance throw gets him. Nice play there as the side is retired. But the fighting strike for a pair, both coming on this 2-run home run. We're through 7 this afternoon. It's the Phillies 6 and the Mets 3. Next up from New York, Adam Eaton. He'll start us off in the 8th. Sir Anthony Dominguez has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 58, Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Didn't quite catch the zone there. Ball 1. Runs outside, so it goes to 2-0 now. And there's a swing and a miss. 2-1 now.
I think it's about time to choke up on that bat and get that foot down. He's awfully tardy right now.
This is on the ground over to first. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out. Ready for another shot now, Michael Conforto. He launched one over the wall back in the opening frame. First pitch fastball swung on and missed 0-1.
Got to find a way to scratch at least one across. You do not want to take on the monster closing the game down 3.
This is hit the other way out toward left field. Waiting on it is Jimenez. Makes the play, and there are 2 gone now. So here's Pete Alonso. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. In there, and it's 0-1. And here's a foul ball just off to the right as they get ahead of him here, 0-2. Into the windup, here comes the 0-2 pitch. And another foul ball. Another 0-2 coming.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, I think that pitch is the result of a lot of foul balls. He might have tried to do a little bit too much with it, trying to get him to swing through it, but it just ended up taking off on him.
2-2 the count. High and deep to right center. Back goes Harper at the track. And he makes a nice catch on the track as that ends the inning. Down in order go the Mets. They're still doubled up. It's 6-3. Justin Wilson is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 38.
Bottom of inning number 8 set to go, and that'll give way to the third baseman, Alec Baum.
Going back to that last AB, that was the Express. That was an upper 90s fastball that he turned around. So I think with this guy, you might want to try to incorporate some more off-speed pitches.
And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control, 0-2. Wilson, a California-born ball player. He was a 5th-round pick during the 2008 draft.
Hey, nothing has been handed to this guy. Drafted in the middle rounds, and he has found his way in the big leagues. This has turned out to be a really nice pick.
Popped him up. Romine is there. And he hauls it in for the first out of the inning. Digging in, Scott Kingery. He went down on strikes last time up.
Sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the guy on the mound. He's getting paid to try and get you out as well. Anytime it gets up there north of 7, 8 pitch ABs, sometimes it just comes down to pure execution. Let's see if he makes the adjustment right here.
And it looks now like a right-hander's begun to get loose in the Mets bullpen. Ball 2 now.
I'm seeing him just a little too amped up out there right now. That's common with hard throwers like him. Running a blazing fastball up there is great, but if you can't harness it, what good does it do you?
3-0 now.
Well, I'll tell you, from where I'm sitting, it looks like he's starting to rush his delivery out there. Someone needs to remind him to stay back and let his arm get out front.
The 3-1. 1 out, nobody on. Grounded down the third baseline, but this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. Fouled off. Got him, and he goes down on strikes for the 3rd time. Standing in, Delino DeShields. From the stretch. Swing and a miss on the slider, 0-1. Good fastball as he gets the swing and a miss.
Yeah, Matty, I'm going to need a better approach out of the 8-all hitter. He's hitting in the bottom of the order for a reason. He's got to be willing to work the count, grind it, get this pitch count up, and get on for the boys in front of him.
Ready with another 0-2. Still no balls and 2 strikes. 2 out, nobody on. Swinging a ball line down in the left field corner. But this is going to get foul. The 0-2 once more.
I got to count 1 and 2.
Hey, this guy's a hard guy to put away. He's fouling off some tough pitches. 2-2 count, and he just seems to keep hanging right in there.
Locked in a good battle. Here comes another one.
3-2.
For the guy on the mound, this is one of those innings where nothing comes easy. He's thrown a bunch of pitches, and this AB hasn't been any different.
Oh, and meanwhile, this pitch rides too far in and winds up hitting him.
And I'll tell you, this is the last guy in the lineup you want to put on base for free. He's probably feeling a little salty after getting drilled, and he's got speed to burn, so look for him to try and make something happen out there.
Dylan Betances takes over here with a runner at first and 2 gone in the inning. Ronald Guzman will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Ronald Guzman.
And this one runs up high. Ball 1. 2 out with the man at first. And there he goes towards second. A pitch out. The throw. And try as he might, but he can't escape the tag there in the inning. Down quickly go the Phillies as they're unable to add to their 6-3 lead. Ken Giles comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th. All set to start the 9th in this one, and that'll bring in Jeff McNeil. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Probably a design take right there. They need base runners, so they're going to make him try to bring the ball in the strike zone.
Swung on and missed. That strike 2.
Man, as a pitcher, you have to love pitching 0-2. Multiple ways, up, down, in and out, throw the breaking ball. A lot of different ways to get guys out.
So it was a swinging strike 3. Jeff McNeil is retired to kick off the 9th. First pitch of the at-bat. Yoenis Cespedes is at the plate here as he quickly finds himself down a strike. It's 0-1.
He'll be fine coming out of the bullpen in this one if he can keep the ball around the knees like that.
Try to hold back, but he won't be able to as that's ruled a swing, and there are 2 away now.
Well, you have to feel pretty confident about the way this one's going to end up as a manager. 2 hitters, 2 strikeouts from the closer. There's not a whole lot more he can do to instill confidence that he's going to wrap this thing up without any problem.
Ready now, Austin Romine, and he needs to make something happen. They're down to their final out here in the 9th. Unable to find the zone with the slider. Just missing here, 2-0. Giles, 30 years of age. He was selected in the 7th round back in 2011.
What an absolute steal. I mean, this guy has gotten a lot of people some big raises in the organization. To be drafted as low as he was and turned himself into one of the biggest superstars in our sport. I am very impressed with what this guy's been able to accomplish.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that'll do it here as the ball game is over.
Hey, it always feels good to win a baseball game, but when you can win one at home in front of your home crowd, all those fans cheering, this is a good win for this team.
Well, heroes are made in the postseason, and he was at least the hero in this one. He's our top player of the game.
And obviously, every game is so important in the postseason. So when you come to play like he did and make a big difference for your team, it's something that won't be forgotten.
Six to 3, the final score today. The Phils jump out to a 1-0 series lead. Aaron Nola gets the W on the mound. So that's a wrap for us in this one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian. We all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. See you next time.
Our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious Philadelphia Phillies. 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors. They left 7 men on base. For the Mets, 3 runs on 7 hits, no errors. They left 4 men on base. Time of the ball game, 3 hours and 21 minutes. Our paid attendance at Citizens Bank Park this afternoon, 43,651. The Phillies thank you for attending and remind you to please buckle up and drive home safely.
Okay, so that was a great game. But, I mean, I want to know how many people were thinking to themselves, well, there goes Dave again, giving up a couple runs, and he's not going to be able to respond and win this game because his pitching isn't great, the batting wasn't great. Well, the pitching is not great because I'm not used to the timing and stuff. It's been a little while since I have actually played a game on MLB The Show because I'm playing a couple of the other games and trying to get good at them. So it's been a little bit since I've actually had the timing and stuff. But even then, I still hit a home run in the first inning with the first batter, by the way. But you see some of the crazy strikeouts during this game. It was because of basically I was just like off balance and just it really wasn't good. Hoskins was 1 for 4 in the game with 2 strikeouts. Kingery and everything struck out 3 times. Alec Baum, he struck out twice. So there was a lot of strikeouts by a lot of the normal culprits. I want to remember to do this. I'm like actually looking it up, trying to look up Alec Baum and what uniform number he actually wears. Number 28. So we're going to change that as soon as we get back to the menu. But you can see the pitching wise. After I got through with Nola, we threw a no-hitter with the bullpen. And that is exactly what you want to happen. And you can see Giles is like so dominant. 3 strikeouts to close out the game. That's exactly what you want to see. So that is game 1 and the recap and everything of 2021. So hope you continue watching. Remember, Monday through Friday, I'll be having these games, basically 1 per day. Hope to get them up and everything posted by like 1 o'clock each day. Some might be a little later than others, depending on what's going on personally. But I'm going to do my best to try to get the videos up consistently. So yeah. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. And like I said, X is the key. With that location hitting, you pull down everything, you get that right at the top part of the bat, and the ball flies out of the ballpark. I mean, you should see that and everything because, I mean, I hit 5 home runs. And it's like you can just see how the ball was flying out. I mean, the second Harper one was like, it was a thing of beauty. Actually, you can replay that. I mean, that was incredible here. Let's see here. What was it? I think it was the 6th inning. Okay, fly filter. Here we go. And it was actually the one that actually went further than the first one. You can just basically watch how far off the ground this ball actually got. Here we go. That's about head level. Actually, it's actually kind of funny and everything. It's like the bad animations. It actually looks like a foul ball when it's hit. When it's like hit, look at it. It looks like a foul ball. I don't know what makes the determination that's actually going to go. That like makes absolutely no sense. So hopefully they'll fix this for next year. But look how high the ball gets. It barely gets to that 1 stick and everything, and it flew out, and it was like flying out like quickly. Like Harper didn't even get to first base by the time the ball was already out. So it's really impressive. And you compare that to his other home run. His first home run, where, let's see, here we go. Let me get the eye level here. And look how high that ball was. That's not even, it's like, okay, and the ball's still up, the ball's still up, the ball's still up, the ball's still up, and it's just over the fence now. And where's Harper? See, Harper is like already like halfway between first and second. So that thing like hung for like ever. But it was amazing. So anyway, until next time, hope you enjoyed it. I really love MLB The Show. It's definitely like my favorite game out there. Thanks for watching. Until tomorrow, this is David V69. I'm out.